All right, you've had your warning. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, then get the hell out of here because we're talking about everything. Frank Castle, the Hulk, the internet finally going 1 for 8,000 in MCU fan theories, Peter slowly turning into nightmare fuel, and why this might be the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie to date. First off, I want to say, Disney, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I genuinely thought you were going to take the Punisher and dip him into holy water and turn him into Frank Castle, the guidance counselor. But you didn't do that. Instead, Jon Bernthal showed up looking like sleep deprivation was a personality trait. Frank Castle was here. He was brutal, intimidating, and hilarious. And somehow Disney kept him PG-13 without making him feel neutered. I don't know how they pulled that off, but they did. And speaking of Frank, the chemistry between him and Peter was one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. Like, I want more of that. Give me a show of that. If you've seen the Punisher show, especially Punisher Season 2, then you know that Frank has always had that reluctant dad energy, just buried under like 17 layers of unresolved trauma. And watching him slowly become that guy for Peter, especially in a time where Peter really needs somebody. I mean, we go through 4 years like it's nothing in the beginning, and that's 4 years of this dude just being absolutely alone. So I think they're perfect for each other. They need each other, whether or not they know it. Oh, and we get the Hulk. We all knew we were getting the Hulk, but holy shit. The entire Hulk sequence was so awesome. The only complaint I have is that I kind of wanted even more, with Spider-Man flying around and the Hulk throwing hands, and then you have the Punisher over here just emptying magazines like ammunition is tax deductible. And then there's that one scene where Spider-Man goes flying across the room and he grabs Frank with his webs and pulls him, and it makes Frank slide underneath the Hulk, and the whole time Frank is just like just unloading on the Hulk. Like, that whole sequence was awesome. I was so geeked. I looked like a 9-year-old probably. And then I think we also get like the first moment in Jon Bernthal Frank Castle history when it comes to fighting the Hulk, and he's like, yeah, I'll go this way. I just don't think I've ever seen the Punisher back down from a fight. I know this is essentially him backing down, but I mean, come on. The darker tone throughout this movie worked, and I loved the Peter slowly becoming more spider than man. The black eyes and the unpredictable nature, I just really loved that aspect to the character. One of my biggest disappointments in this movie, honestly though, is Scorpion. Like, Marvel, what are we doing here? You finally give us Scorpion. He looks great. The costume looked awesome. The small fight sequence that we did get looked awesome, but we didn't get much more than what we already saw in the trailers. I just feel like the trailers made it seem like he had a bigger role in the movie than he essentially ended up having. I did, however, like it when more Spider than Man grabbed Scorpion by his tail and he fucking Hulk whip smashed him onto that cop car. Oh man. The hand was also awesome for the scene that we got with them, and they are introduced in a very interesting way, which I don't mind, but the sequence that we got with the hand versus Spider-Man, all of these ninjas are just like jumping off of each other to try to catch Spider-Man as he's swinging around this prison cell area. It was fucking awesome. And Spider-Man's getting his ass kicked in this scene, and he realizes, I need to be more Spider than Man right now. So he takes off his fucking inhibitor, whatever the fuck it was, and the ninjas start kicking Spider-Man's ass, and he realizes, I need more. So he takes off the inhibitor, that thing on his neck, whatever. Inhibitor. Then we get that scene from the trailer where the ninja comes down and his eyes are black, and he fucking grabs that blade with the webs and he shatters it, and then he goes super insano mode and he does this crazy spin finisher move like he filled up the L2 and R2. All the 10-year-olds out there listened to that explanation and they were probably like, whoa. And then everybody else, like over the age of 10, is like, dude, get a vocabulary. And then he's fighting these ninjas and he fucking yeets this one ninja, and this one ninja is about to get impaled on like 3 different bars, but he doesn't. Because Spider-Man stops him. It's still Spider-Man. And he realizes, hey, this darker, more spider side of me, it doesn't need to be bad. I could still balance that out. Now let's go fuck shit up. Now let's talk about that big bad villain. Congratulations, internet. You got one right. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Jean Grey is essentially the villain in this movie, but we all know it's actually the Department of Damage Control. And I liked her as Jean Grey, but I just don't know if I loved her as the movie's final villain. Everything leading up to that final showdown, I was just eaten up. I was loving it. But the resolution to the big bad just felt so anticlimactic. It just felt like the movie was leading up to something really big, and the way it ended just felt a lot smaller than the buildup we were getting. But what we got was great. When you think about a big bad and you think about a villain third act final boss sequence, I feel like that's not what you're getting in this as much. Man, I just feel like I sound like a hater. But the soft conclusion ending we did get with her jumping into Peter's mind gave us Aunt May, and it gave us one of the best monologues of the entire movie. Aunt May does that to us, man. Like, they just brought her back to make everybody cry. She goes in and drops some hard bars about mental health, and I swear to God, they're going to be playing clips of her monologue from this movie in actual like mental health awareness seminars. Then we have MJ, which thank you, Marvel. Thank you so much, Marvel. You didn't take the easy way out, and I'm sure the easy way out was like 6 of the 8 lanes that you had on your whiteboard for this movie. What's even better is you went a step further. You gave us MJ finding out, like, she knows essentially who Peter is, but she doesn't remember. We get to see kind of both of these worlds play out that we've been teased with Peter wanting to tell MJ and Ned about their life before, but he kind of doesn't want to tell her. And then we get this moment where he has to tell her, and she is faced to confront this. And then that's cool and all. I don't know you though. Like, those aren't my memories because you erased them, remember? So I know you love me, but that sucks. And I just thought that was like a dagger that it's just nice when movies go a little bit against the curve. Now, do I think they're going to forever be against the curve? No. And I hope that they eventually find their way together. And we're going to talk about some things that happen in this movie that have me question. Instead, she basically tells him, like, you love me, but that's not the life I remember because you erased that from my memory. That's the life you remember. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's dark. And honestly, it's just such good storytelling that I didn't think they would ever kind of risk. I thought we were going to always be softballed into this lane of remembering and them getting back together. But I like this initial conflict. Which brings us to 2 scenes that kind of happen back to back. So at the end of the movie, we have Ned, and Peter goes up to him and starts doing the handshake with him. And he remembers the handshake. And then he's like, Peter? And this has so many questions happening. Like, did he actually remember? All of a sudden, does he remember everything? Does he remember a little bit? Does he just remember who Peter is? What is the level of memory? I need to know. And does this prove that you can just unlock those memories again? Like, they're there somewhere? Does that give us the proof that MJ has those memories somewhere? Like, even though she says she doesn't have them, she has them. They just need to be unlocked somehow. Which leads us to her sitting on top of the roof where they all used to hang out, and she's playing with the broken necklace that he gave her in Spider-Man 2. And it's just like, is she trying to remember? Is she going to be able to unlock that memory? Does she already remember? But I'm assuming if Ned can remember, but we need to know the level of memory, that she can remember. Marvel, you manipulative bastards. I see what you're doing and I like it, but we need to talk about it. And I'm sure some of you out there are going to be able to just tell me the answer because it's like, you fucking dimwit. It's in this comic book. They're following this storyline and this is what's going to happen. So let me know in the comments. Can we also just appreciate how much Spider-Man we got? Like, how much Spider-Man we got in costume, mask on, boots on the ground, whether it's investigating, talking, solving crimes, swinging through the city. We just got a lot of Spider-Man. Being that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, it finally really felt like that. The comedy absolutely landed for me. The Peter 2 callbacks and the webs and the grossness behind it, hilarious. The suit looked great. The web swinging was some of the best we've ever gotten in a Spider-Man movie. And surprisingly, there really isn't some looming giant Spider-Man villain on the rise that we're leading to at the end of this movie. Like, outside of Jean Grey entering the picture and the Department of Damage Control, there's really not much introduced. They're kind of just letting Peter's story breathe in where he is at in his life. Now, the post-credit scene in the movie did show the Spider-Man tracker, and it like blooped off of Earth, and then it popped up again in space somewhere, and then it just said Spider-Man will return. I was assuming that meant he's in Doomsday, but I don't know. This shit kind of confuses me sometimes, so I don't know. Overall, at the end of the day, I absolutely loved this movie. I can't wait to go see it. I go see it again next week on Wednesday in the Screen X Theater where the walls are screens too, so I'm excited to see it. And then I will be able to have more of an idea of where this lands. Is this the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie? I don't know. I love No Way Home, but this could be. Right now it's sitting at a 4 out of 5. May go up to a 4.5. We'll see after Wednesday, but this is a solid movie. I highly recommend you take the time to go see this movie. You'll probably have to wait a week or so because this thing is sold out all over the country for like every showing throughout like the next week. So if you don't have your tickets already, I'm sorry. You're going to be sitting in the front of the theater looking up. Don't forget to follow Media Poop Chute for more of that movie and TV show content. I'll be dropping loads of that shit. Have a great night.